What happens when a nation celebrates its independence but refuses to confront its past? Wole Soyinka's powerful play, The Dance of the Forest, gives us the answer. Welcome to the Station for Learning. Today we're exploring the key themes in one of the most thought-provoking plays in African literature, The Dance of the Forest by Wole Soyinka. Written in 1960, just as Nigeria gained independence, this play does not glorify freedom. Instead, Soyinka warns us without justice, self awareness, and truth, we are doomed to repeat the past. The very first theme in this play is the cycle of history. The first major theme is the cycle of history, where Soyinka shows that the past continues to haunt the present. The dead men and dead women are not just ghosts, they are symbols of past mistakes that society has buried but not resolved. The living characters reflect their past selves, suggesting that if we don't learn from our history, we'll repeat it. Swenga shows that history is not easily erased, though the play was written for Nigeria's independence celebration. It does not celebrate the new beginning blindly. Instead, it warns that the past will repeat itself unless people confront it honestly. The dead men and dead women are symbolic ghosts from the past who return to remind the living of their crimes and failings. The living characters are reincarnations of the same flawed people from the past, showing a cycle of corruption, betrayal, and injustice. The message is clear. Without accepting and understanding the failures of the nation, in the past, the nations like Nigeria will fall into the same mistakes. The next theme is the corruption and moral decay. Characters like Demoke, Rola, and Danebe show us how selfishness, pride, and dishonesty infect both leaders and common citizens. Soyinka makes it clear independence means nothing if the people remain morally broken. The play harshly criticizes moral decay in both traditional and modern society. Characters like Demoke, the carver, Rola, a former prostitute, and Edenebe, the court historian, are symbolic of different forms of hypocrisy, guilt, and selfishness. Rola, for example, was involved in political violence, while Edenebe rewrites history to suit his own reputation. These characters represent a nation full of individuals unwilling to take responsibility for their actions. Soyinka warns that independence means nothing if the citizens and leaders are still morally corrupt. The next theme is the failure of leadership. The elders invite the gods to bless their new nation, but they don't understand what they're asking for. Edenabi, the historian, rewrites facts to serve his ego. These leaders are blind to their responsibilities, and Soyinka warns that a flag and anthem don't make good governance. Throughout the play, those in power are shown to be unworthy or self serving. The elders of the tribe invite the gods who bring back the dead without knowing what it truly means. Edanabi, who is meant to be a wise historian, turns out to be dishonest and proud. This is Soyanga's way of saying that post colonial leaders are just as flawed as colonial rulers. They crave power but lack the integrity or wisdom to lead. The next theme is identity and self discovery, which is also a very powerful theme. The forest in the play is more than a setting, it's a mirror. It forces characters to face their hidden truths, regrets, and guilt. Through this, Soyinka shows that a nation can only grow when its people look inward and confront their flaws honestly. Many characters struggle with their true identity, and the forest, a symbolic space, forces them to confront their past. The forest is a spiritual mirror, a place where you cannot hide your guilt, secrets, or failures. For example, Demoki faces his guilt over killing his apprentice, while Rola is haunted by the memory of the man she helped kill. Soyinka uses this journey through the forest to suggest that true independence comes only when individuals and societies confront their true selves. The play also explores the conflict between tradition and modernity. While Soyinka honors African spiritual traditions, he also criticizes blind loyalty to outdated customs. He is not against tradition, but he calls for a critical, evolving approach that serves justice, not just heritage. The play is deeply rooted in Yoruba cosmology, full of spirits, gods, and forest deities. The forest head, Arani, the half child, Ogun, all represent different spiritual forces that test the characters and reveal truths. The supernatural world and the human world are deeply connected. The gods act not just to punish, but also to guide and awaken the people. This theme emphasizes that human life is not isolated from spiritual consequences, and real change requires spiritual cleansing and honesty. Justice and responsibility is central to the play. The dead return to demand justice. They won't be silenced by rituals or ceremonies. Soyinka teaches us political freedom must be accompanied by moral accountability. There is no real progress without truth. The dead men and women were wronged in the past, and they demand recognition of the crimes committed against them. Their presence is a reminder that the past can't be buried and justice must be served if society is to heal. Soyinka emphasizes personal and collective responsibility. People must own their wrongdoings instead of hiding behind rituals, roles, or titles. The next theme we have is the spirituality and the supernatural. Characters like Arani, the forest head, and Ogun, the god of iron, shows how Yoruba cosmology deeply influences the world of the play. These spiritual forces act as judges and guides, helping the characters and by extension, the audience see beyond surface realities. Now, finally, the conclusion. The Dance of the Forest is more than a play, it is a warning that independence without self reflection is dangerous. In The Dance of the Forest, Soyinka creates a rich symbolic world to deliver a serious warning. Political freedom is meaningless without moral growth, justice, and self awareness. The play urges Nigerians and all post colonial societies to face the past honestly, take responsibility for our actions, demand justice and truth, and balance tradition with critical thinking. That's all for today. If you want to learn any other topic, you can always write it in the comment section. If you want us to improve in any way, do not forget to tell us that in the comment section as well. And for now, thank you for listening and watching.